Let's build another great unclean one. Okie dokie guys, and welcome back to Let's Build a Great Unclean One. Thank you guys for all the positive comments coming off of this project. It really means a lot to me when you guys give me all the feedback and stuff, because it knows I'm going in the right direction, and it also spurs me on to making more videos as well. So guys, thank you very much. But anyway, what am I doing now? Well, I'd finished construction of the spine across his back, and I felt like it kind of just stood out a little bit. So I thought, I know, let's build his back up around it and make it look like his spine has ruptured through his back. So we started by laying down a strip of green stuff and then pulling at the edges, which were looser, with a pair of tweezers. And I would pull and rip, and that would give the effect of a ripped skin across his back, where obviously the spine has bulged out. So far, I was coming to my end of my first 36 inches of green stuff, which was a hell of a lot. So, okay, so count so far on this one, guys. There's one whole pack of milliput, another half a pack of milliput, and a full 36 inches of green stuff on it so far, give or take a few. And I had to actually order in more green stuff in order to make it, in order to finish, well, not even finish it, in order to do the other quarter of it. But anyway guys, so just making that skin flap on the back, I wasn't really too fussed about fingerprints towards the edge of the green stuff, mainly because I was going to cover this up with some destroyer hive-like structures. So I'm just kind of smoothing it down now, because at the same time I wanted these destroyer hives, but I didn't quite know where I was going to put them, so I thought, hey, let's smooth them down just a little bit in order to, just so I've got some backup. Okay, so then I left it for a little while, as it appears. I think, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I think I got a phone call actually, that's why I left it for quite a bit. So there we go, started going in there with a little bit more, in order to just make it look less stuck on with the clay shaper. Some last minute tweaks and stuff, and then I decided, you know what would be really cool? To have some fucking tentacles coming out of there, or like, have it like it's like sinew, or just general nastiness coming out from between his spine, like it's erupting forth from the decaying carcass, the decaying corpse that he is, pretty much. So some lovely tentacles, some lovely horrible tendril-like things were coming out of his back, I decided. So they were achieved just by popping it in. I also decided to trim this little bit down of the plastic that was on his back, because again I wanted to make sure I could fit the destroyer hive idea on there, and that kind of encroached upon the backspace. So then what I did, I started on the destroyer hive. It was literally a case of getting the green stuff. Oh no, sorry guys, no I didn't. That was just a mere test to see what it would look like, and I decided to go with it. What I would do now, I was going to texture some more of his actual back. So it involved covering more of his back with green stuff, and I was just pushing my clay shaper in there and twirling it about a little bit, just in order to break up the flatness of it, to add a bit more texture. I would then go in with my pokey stick, and I would poke around the edges, again to rough them up and make them look disease-ridden and pockmarked. Again, just a few more little tweaks with the clay shaper on the back part, on the skin, in order just to blend it in a little bit more. Then I decided what I would do this little arm piece. I wanted to make it look like this was under his skin. So what I did, I put a load of green stuff down around the edge, smoothed it all down as far as I could go, so I actually used my fingers on this one. Now I wasn't too worried about fingerprints, because as I was pulling and smoothing it, the fingerprints were disappearing. So I did that, and then I got the tweezers in again and ripped the green stuff away, and like made it look like it was part of his arm underneath was like mainly mechanical. Like, I don't know, maybe he was like a Plague Hulk or something. Maybe he started out life as a Plague Hulk and turned into a Great Unclean One or something along those lines. But anyway, it looked fucking cool because you've got the organic over the top and then you've got the inorganic underneath. I then decided to add a little bit more continuity with this arm and the shoulder slash upper chest area. So I added some more pustules, some more little green stuff balls to there, and I would then join it up with some more pock marks to the actual shoulder part as well. This little bit took a little bit more longer than usual, because I allowed the green stuff a little bit longer to cure, so it was a little bit tougher. That's one of the things when sculpting green stuff. If you try to press stuff in, you don't want it to cure too much. Right guys, so what I decided to do here, I decided I was going to have a marine that the Great Unclean One was going to be holding in his grasp. So I decided, fuck it, let's get a marine and let's drill him in, let's put a massive hole through his chest, because I want him to be impaled on a gigantic spike. well, not really a spike so much as a tentacle, as I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and I really like the scene in Resident Evil 3 at the beginning where Brad gets his face impaled by the nemesis, so I thought I'll try and emulate that. Now this is me actually destroying the miniature with the drill because I hadn't allowed it fully to dry, and it was me basically making a complete hash of it with my power drill. So in the end I decided to just take the arms off, take the backpack off, drill through, and then stick the other bits on again. This bit was probably the most challenging part of the build so far because the way the drill bit had gone in, it was a very fat drill bit because I wanted quite a thick and fat tentacle. So the drill bit was actually just too big, and it actually broke away part of the armour. But like I said, I wanted a huge hole in it in order to make it look like it was impaled. So I decided to resort to holding it with my hobby vise, and in the end I actually pushed the backpack off with the drill, and I thought, you know what, let's leave it because it looks like that it's battle damage. It looks like it's about to, well, it's hanging off. Looks like the Great Unclean One's giving him a good old battering before he goes to shoot. So this little bit now, I'm just faffing about with the gluing of the backpack on there. You guys might have also noticed, don't think it was very clear in my last episode, also in the background there you can see the Great Unclean One's foot, and I trimmed his toenails a little bit to make him look a bit more nasty looking. Now guys, you might notice that the lighting has changed, however, it has not gone all orangey and it's not gone very grainy. That is because I have borrowed a really quite bright LED desk lamp that's angleable, and it allows me to work at night now, so it means I can get double my output essentially, because that's what was stopping me from making videos, or lots and lots more videos in the past, the inability to work at night under low light conditions. So this desk lamp really helped me out. As you can see there, it's pretty much like it is in daylight, apart from darker around the edges. But anyway, so what am I doing now? I decided to let the Space Marine that he was going to be holding dry, well, like all the glue dry and stuff, so I decided to work some more on his shoulder. So I smoothed some more green stuff out, and I began to start the detailing. Started to add some little pock marks and things, and just to blend it all together, and to make his shoulders look bigger, because I wanted this Great Unclean One to have really massive shoulders in order to offset the fact that his belly is quite big as well. I basically want him to look like a brawler, like a big bruiser, like an East End bruiser, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so cut some more green stuff balls in half, and then started sticking them down. I've stopped using the split peas, and I don't really know why. I think I'm going to bring some of those back when I start doing more of the Great Unclean One in the next couple of episodes. Because green stuff balls is, well, taking up a hell of a lot of green stuff, and it's green stuff that I don't have. It's money that I don't have as well, and yeah, I got better things to use my green stuff on as well, rather than just making spherical little balls of green stuff. But yeah, as you can see, guys, it's coming along quite nicely. Everything's kind of tying in, and I'm trying to mirror certain areas as well, but not being symmetrical. I'm kind of mirroring his leg, his right leg, with his left shoulder and left arm, in order just to offset it a little bit, but again keep it a bit the same. Adding some more micro beads now in order to give the effect of some little pustules, some little disease-ridden little balls of joy. So adding some more of those. One thing that I found as well, when painting these micro beads, spray paint tends to just fall off them. I don't know whether it's the material that they're made out of, or whether or not they're just too small for the paint to actually take hold. Well, I'm going to have to be careful of that when I actually come to paint it. Because what I don't want to happen when I paint it is the paint to go on too thick, and then I lose all the detail. Oh my god, I need a drink really badly. So, anyway, using the couscous now, we're actually going to do a bit more texturing on the guy's arm. So, we're using some couscous, we're rolling it all about, mixing it all about, so you get a nice lumpy texture. And we're just going to plop it on there, and then fold it round under his elbow. What I had originally, my ideas originally for this was I'm going to layer some green stuff over the joint and over the arm, and then I'm going to actually position them after the green stuff's on there in order for it to get natural looking folds. This is why I only did the back of the arm on this one. The front of the arms and the positioning of them will be evident in the, I think either at the end of this episode I might have started a little bit, or at the beginning of the next episode of Let's Build a Great Unclean One. I also decided I wanted to go in and do some more of those like metal staples that I wanted, because it adds a really nice just little bit of extra detailing. Like there's a fold of skin that's literally just been pulled back and stapled shut, which again just looks really cool and gives him a bit more of a Frankenstein-like look. Okay, so now moving on to the next side, doing some more couscous green stuff here. We're mixing it all in, and what we're going to be doing on his upper shoulder / upper arm now. I think I am anyway. Am I? Yes, I am. Because again, I want him to be really, really maggoty and really, really pustuley. So we're getting there, and we're smoothing it down. And again, we're not worrying too much about fingerprints at this stage, because what happens when you smooth it down with the couscous in, the couscous actually acts as a medium in between the green stuff, and it pulls it apart. And that therefore separates the fingerprints out of the green stuff, and what you're left with, if anything, is an interesting looking texture, because you have the lumpiness of the couscous with a few slight tiny little lines of fingerprints, but aren't so close together as to be identified as fingerprints. We're also going in with some green stuff now, and trying to get rid of this raw milliput here, which I personally didn't like the look of. I think the green milliput, it dries too much like stone or concrete, and you can quite clearly tell that it's not meant to be flesh-like. So, just smoothing it all in. It's literally a case of just cramming all that green stuff into those little nooks and crannies. It's also a matter of blending it in with the areas that had already cured and already dried. As you can see, what I tend to do when I've got two areas, I tend to pockmark those areas and then build the pockmarks up from around them in order to make them seem less stuck on. Sometimes as well, what I do, I go in and I make them look like they're folded over and look like they're growing over each other. I wasn't really too bothered at this point in regards to neatness around these jagged bits of scenery and terrain coming out of it, because I imagined that it probably wouldn't be neat. It would be a place where scar tissue had built up over time and kind of grown and surrounded these chunks of building that are sticking out of the shoulder. So again, wasn't too fussed about being neat. I really need a fucking drink. Really need a fucking drink. I've rambled on for almost 10 minutes now. My throat is dry as a bone. Dry as a bone, spitting feathers. It's dry as Gandhi's flip-flop in here. Okay, yeah, so again, just going over it with some more green stuff. And we're about to reach the end of the episode, guys. So, I thank you all for watching. And please stay tuned. Please let me know. Throw up ideas and stuff, you know, that you might have. And if I have time, I'll try and incorporate these into the actual build. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys again. Goodbye.